So, this load, picking up in Tipton, Iowa, was supposed to weigh 20,000. 46 foot long, so it would have hung over 2 feet, perfectly legal. 10.5 foot wide, and was paying $4,500 on 940 miles, I believe, loaded miles. So I get there, I'm looking, you know, watching them load that other trailer. Guy comes over, tells me what they're gonna do. Okay. Well, they're gonna put 6 what they call deadmen on my trailer. Looks like concrete curbs, right? So I'm like, okay. Said, I went in and asked him, I was like, what's the weight on that, if you don't mind me asking? And he said, oh, they're around 2,000 a piece. So I got to thinking, 2,000 a piece times 6, that's 12. Plus the tank had 11,000 on the weight marked on it. So that puts me at 23,000. I can scale 25.3, but 23,000 all on the lower deck, I start questioning it. Like, man, I don't think I'm not going to be able to scale that properly. So I go talk with him, and he's like, yeah, I don't know, them concrete blocks, I want to say they're around 2,000 a piece. I was like, can you get me a, you know, more accurate weight on them? He's like, yeah, let me go in and ask my boss. So he goes in, 2,400 a piece. So 2,400 times 6, that's 14,400 plus the 11,000 on the tank. That puts me at 25,400. Boss comes out and he says the weight on the load is 25,800. I was like, well then yeah, I'm not going to be able to scale that. He's like, well, what kind of trailer is that? It's regular 53 step, right? And I was like, yes, it's a regular 53 step, but I can only scale 25 on this trailer. And if we put this load on, I'm gonna go scale it and then have to come right back, and y'all are gonna have to unload it. I can tell you right now, I'm not gonna be able to scale it. So I called the broker and let him know. And he was a little upset. They had the accurate weight at the business. Why couldn't the broker have got the accurate rate and put it on the load? Then this would have never happened. I would have never took this load. So he was, I mean, he was irritated, I guess. He said it put him in a bind. I apologize. Yeah, I didn't tell him he should have put the accurate weight on, but that's a little game they play. You know, 20,000. Oh, you know, it's only 20,000 pounds. Put the accurate weight on the posting, and it'll save you the headache of all this stuff. Now he's going to have to find a true semi 53. But anyway, so yeah, that's the downfall to running this type of setup. Sometimes I've ran into that before also. This ain't the first time, but I mean, still overall, I made good money with it. I basically had to eat what I calculated up, $109 deadhead in fuel to get up here. And then, of course, my deadhead to wherever my next load's going to come from. So, yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So it's time to start looking for another load. So I figured I would make this into a video by itself. Shouldn't be too awfully long, but because you only have a single axle. The other one is, do I regret buying a single axle over a tandem axle, twin screw semi? To answer that question, first, on the, do I miss out on loads because I'm a single axle? Of course I do. That's a given. I can't carry the weight a twin screw tandem axle semi can carry. I am limited to 25,000 pounds. I generally don't like to go over about 22, just because it makes scaling the truck and trailer a little more trickier. If it's equipment that, or tractors or something like that, that I can roll back and forth, then I don't mind going up to 25,000 pounds. If it's general freight, say like pallets and stuff like that, I generally tend to shy away from them because I can't move them. Therefore, you know, like I said, it's trickier to scale the heavier you are. But at the same time, I'm able to pick up loads that require airbags, that require, you know, and another thing, like I've said before, I pick up a lot of loads. I would say probably 40 to 50% of my loads are stated no hotshot. And am I a hotshot? Technically, yeah. I mean, I'm carrying almost the same weight as a 1 ton and a 40-foot trailer carries. But when they ask what kind of equipment I have, I'm a single, or you know, I tell them I'm a semi with a 53 step, even though I'm only 52. But I technically, no, I guess, you know, when you look at it from that aspect, I'm not a hot shot. I'm a semi. So that does help out a lot. I'm even spending the money that I spent on the motor, I'm still happy with the decision I made going this route, for the reason that you know, specifically because I got the truck and trailer as a package deal. And if any of y'all know, or I'm sure all of y'all know, trailers are hard to come by right now. Not just 40-foot goosenecks and stuff like that, but on the semi side, StepDecks, flatbeds, reefers, dry vans, they're almost impossible to get right now. So I feel I made a good decision buying this truck and trailer as a package deal. Paid cash for it, titles in hand. Now I do owe on the motor, well, I owe myself on the motor, so the business has to pay me back basically, because I spent $29,700 on the motor. But even with that, I'm still only into this setup for $54,700. Now, right now, my maintenance, I would say, is a little higher, because on top of that, the turbo that's on this truck is still the original, I think, the original turbo. The fuel pump, the oil pump, the air compressor, all of that's still original. So, as far as I know, it's still original. So I will eventually end up having to go the route of changing them when they go out, right? So, yeah, that's going to add more money to it, but I'm making fairly good money. I've kind of shied away from posting numbers just because I don't want it to seem, I don't know, I don't want to give people false hope, I guess. You see people all the time posting these numbers, these gross numbers. Oh, I made this much on, you know, this freight, and this much on this freight. Well, that's fine and dandy, but that doesn't say anything about what the net profit is. That's just, all they're doing is giving you the gross amount that business is making, the truck's making. So it's kind of hard to tell you, okay, you get into this business, this is how much money you're going to make. I could tell you, I could give you a gross figure on how much money you're going to make. The problem is everyone is different. My bills are different than your bills. Your bills are different than Joe Blow down the road's bills. So you can't give a correct net profit estimate, I guess you could say. It's hard to give that figure. And when you're figuring up, you know, how to be profitable, you have to figure up all of your personal bills, plus the truck bills, all the expenses associated with the business, plus all the expenses associated with your personal bills and expenses. Because if you just factor it off of what your truck is going to do, and you don't figure or factor in your profit or your cost per mile to operate off of your personal bills also, you're going to go broke. You're going to have a low revenue per mile or rate per mile in your head that you can run at. Okay, you know, it costs me $1.48 to operate. $1.48 a mile. So as long as I can get that, I'll be good. And you won't. You'll go broke going that route. So you have to figure in your all bills, business and personal, to give you a cost per mile. And then you can figure out what kind of money you're going to make, or what kind of money you can pay yourself. So, like I said, I generally don't like to post numbers. I have in the last couple videos, as you can see, I've been putting them in. That is just gross. That's not what I'm making. That's what the business is making. I pay myself a fair salary out of the amount I run. But I know what my figures are for this truck to break even, just the business. I know what my figures are for this truck to profit, just the business. And I know what this truck's figures are to profit on the business, plus paying me so I can take care of my personal expenses at home. So that's the key. When people are showing all these numbers, it looks fantastic. It looks like you can become a millionaire in the trucking business, and it don't work like that, by no means. And you'll learn real quick if you get into this business. It doesn't work like that at all. So I will start posting some numbers, but I do want y'all to understand that them are gross numbers. That's not what I'm making. That's what the truck is making. So, yeah, I want to let y'all know that. But I need to start posting the numbers, the gross numbers. That way y'all can compare. Is it better to get in a single axle? Is it better to get in a one-ton? Or is it better to get in a semi? Like a true tandem axle, twin screw semi. So I'll start doing that more, giving y'all an idea, I guess you could say, if it's worth it. I believe it is. Like I said, it's easier for me to scale weight than it is a 1-ton and a 40-foot gooseneck. I do miss out on the heavier loads. I will be looking for a StepDeck, a true semi StepDeck, preferably spread axle, 40,000 over the spread axle, because I can increase my weight, the truck can handle it. I'll still try to stay light, but I have the ability to haul more when needed, to get out of places. I mean, that's, you know, the more weight you can carry, the easier it is to get out of hard places that you put yourself into. So that's my opinion on that. I know, you know, on this truck I'm averaging, I want to say around 7.4. I have it did the figures for this month, I generally look, you know, get an average every month of what my fuel mileage is. I think last month I was 7.3. This month I should be around 7.4, 7.5. My fuel mileage is starting to increase now. I believe because the motor's finally getting broke in. I know in 1 tons I hear people say, oh, I'm getting 12, 13 miles to the gallon. I call horse shit. I'll call it to the day I die. I've driven 1 tons with 40-foot trailers, loaded down with 22,000 pounds on it, 15,000 pounds on it. I know the Dodges, at least 2016 to 18s, I was getting around 8 to 9.5 miles to the gallon loaded. So if you're getting better fuel mileage than that, kudos. You know, I don't think you're getting more than 9.5 gallons. That's just my personal opinion. I may be wrong. If I am, you know, then I'm wrong. I have no problem taking that back. But I know the 1-ton Dodge Ram 3500s that I was driving for my work truck every day, empty, just the truck itself was getting 11.5 to right at 12 miles to the gallon. Anytime you put a load on that truck, fuel mileage goes to shit. So if you're getting more than that, great. Share how you're doing it. Other people would probably love to know. But the other question, do I regret buying a single axle over getting a tandem axle? In a way I do, and in a way I don't. I mean, like I said, I got the truck and trailer as a package deal. I felt like I got a decent deal. You know, could have been better. It would have been better if the motor wouldn't have went to shit. But if I would have bought a tandem axle, you know, I probably would have spent, for a good Freightliner FLD 120, I would have spent 25,000 just for the truck. Or I could have went with a Peterbilt to Kenworth. But going that route, I would look at spending, you know, at least $45,000 to $60,000 on a truck because of the way the prices are right now with vehicles, you know, with semis, especially the 379s and W900s. They're kind of inflated right now. You know, a $30,000 truck's going for $50,000. So I would have had the cool factor of, you know, with a P or a Kenworth, but it all, you know, they all make money. So like I said, you know, I'm happy I went this route. Then I would have been looking for a used trailer. You can find some used StepDecks, flatbeds out there in decent shape for around 18 to 25,000. You can find them cheaper, but they're like early 2000 models. You know, and they need quite a bit of work. So if I would have went the tandem axle route, I'd have been looking for a trailer in a time that trailers are hard to come by. So I would have been having to go more along the lines of the power only route or renting a trailer. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy with the decision I made. I think it's working out for me pretty good. So that answers them questions. If y'all have any more questions, ask in the comments, and I'll try to do more videos specifically answering them questions. But anyway, y'all stay safe, stay happy. Always keep your head up. We will holler at y'all on the next video.